Hi everyone, it's Rachel Smith with Remax up here in Big Bear. Welcome back. If you are new here, we talk about all things Big Bear real estate. Buying, selling, investing, renting, all of it. I want to be upfront with you right from the very start. I love Big Bear. I live here, I work here, and I genuinely believe in this market long term. But one of the things that I always try and do on this channel is give you the honest, unfiltered picture, not just the stuff that sounds good. So what are we going to cover today? We're going to talk about something that not a lot of people in real estate want to say out loud. Big Bear home prices could drop. And I'm going to give you 3 very real, very specific reasons why. Now, is this guaranteed? Absolutely not. Is this me telling you not to buy or invest here? Absolutely not. But if you are thinking about buying, selling, or investing in Big Bear right now in 2026, you need to understand because the market has already shifted in ways that a lot of people haven't fully processed yet. So let's get into it. Buckle up. Before we get into the 3 reasons, I want to give you a quick snapshot of where things actually stand right now, because I think a lot of people are operating out of outdated assumptions. Big Bear was basically on fire. Everyone wanted out of the city, prices shot up, inventory was almost non-existent, and homes were flying off the market, sometimes in days, well over the asking price. It was so wild. But that era is over, and the data shows it pretty clearly. According to Zillow, home values in Big Bear Lake have dropped about 10% over the past year, sitting around $595,000 as of early 2026. Redfin has the median sale price in Big Bear City down nearly 15% year over year as of January 2026, coming in around $380,000. And the MLS data from the Mountain Resort Community Association shows that back in Q1 of 2025, the median sale price was $518,750. That was an 11.5% drop compared to Q1 of 2024. Meanwhile, days on market have been creeping up. We are talking homes sitting on the market 90, 100, even 127 days in some cases before finding a buyer. And homes are consistently selling below their list price, in some cases around 4% under the list price. So the market has already cooled. The question is, does it cool further? That's what these 3 reasons are all about. Reason number 1. Inventory is rising and demand is softening. All right, reason number 1, supply is going up, demand is going sideways. And in real estate, that's a recipe for price pressure. Think about it this way. The whole reason Big Bear prices skyrocketed during COVID was simply because of supply and demand. You had a huge wave of buyers, people fleeing LA, working remotely, wanting a mountain escape, chasing a tiny amount of available inventory. When 200 buyers are fighting over 50 homes, prices go crazy. That's just economics. But that dynamic has flipped. As of early 2025, there were over 260 active listings in Big Bear Lake alone, and that number has been growing. We've got more homes sitting on the market longer, more sellers having to adjust their prices to get the deal done, and more buyers who are in no rush because they know they've got options. And on the demand side, it's just not what it was. Remote work, which was the rocket fuel for this whole mountain real estate surge, has pulled back significantly. A lot of companies have recalled their employees back to the office. The buyer who was in 2021 thinking, I could live in Big Bear full time and commute twice a month, that's the person whose situation has changed a lot. Their employer told them to come back to 3 days a week in the office. So now Big Bear goes from being a primary residence option back to being a vacation home. And that's a smaller pool of buyers. On top of all that, consumer confidence has been shaky. There's been real economic and political uncertainty in 2025 going into 2026. And when people feel uncertain, discretionary purchases like vacation homes tend to be the first thing that they pump the brakes on. More supply plus softer demand equals downward pressure on prices. It is not complicated. And right now, both of those forces are moving in the wrong direction for sellers. Reason number 2, the short-term rental squeeze. This one is really really important if you are looking at Big Bear as an investment property. A massive portion of Big Bear's real estate demand over the last several years has come from investors. People buying up cabins and homes specifically to rent them out on Airbnb, and that short-term rental income was the justification for a lot of people paying top dollar for properties up here. But that investment calculus is getting harder by the day, and here is why. First, the regulatory environment is tightening. The city of Big Bear Lake has been updating and enforcing its vacation rental ordinances aggressively. We're talking annual license requirements, a 25-question certification exam that owners and agents have to pass every year, mandatory home inspections, strict occupancy limit based on a 2-person per bedroom formula, the good neighbor policy compliance, noise restrictions, parking rules, and the list goes on. And the transient occupancy tax just went from 9% to 10% effective January 1st, 2025. There's also a T-bid assessment on top of that, bringing the total tax burden to 13% of gross rental income. That adds up fast. Now look, I want to be fair here. Some of those rules have softened quite a bit. The city council was actually reviewing some of the heavier enforcement policies, and there's been some loosening around things like digital check-ins and fine structures. So it's not all doom and gloom in the regulatory side, but the overall direction is more regulation, not less. Second, and this is the one that doesn't get talked about enough, the short-term rental market itself is more competitive than ever. There are roughly 2,800 Airbnb listings in the Big Bear area right now. Average occupancy rates are sitting around 36%, and average daily rate is around $280. The math still works for some properties, especially if you're self-managed and especially in well-located, well-designed homes near the lake or the ski resort. But for the marginal property, the one that's a little dated, a little far from town, and has no amenities, that math is getting tighter. When investors can't pencil out the numbers on a short-term rental, they don't buy. And when existing STR owners see their returns shrinking and their compliance headaches growing, some of them just decide to sell. That puts more supply on the market, and it removes a category of buyer that was propping up demand. Both of those things push prices down. So the STR squeeze is real, and it's one of the clearest pressure points on Big Bear prices heading into 2026. Then we have reason number 3, mortgage rates and the vacation home penalty. Let's talk about money. Reason number 3 is mortgage rates, specifically how they hit vacation home buyers harder than anyone else. Right now, 30-year fixed mortgage rates are hovering around 6.75%. That is not crisis territory, but it's nowhere near the 3% world that drove the pandemic buying frenzy either. When the rates were at 3%, buying a $600,000 home in Big Bear on a mortgage felt like a lot more manageable. At today's rates, that same purchase looks very different. Your monthly payment on a $480,000 loan, assuming 20% down on a $600,000 home, is over $3,100 a month. And that's before property taxes, HOA fees if applicable, insurance, and your maintenance, and utilities. But here's the thing that makes it even harder for Big Bear specifically. Second homes and investment properties carry a rate premium. Lenders typically charge an extra 1/4 to 0.5% on the mortgage rates for vacation homes or non-owner occupied properties. So if the baseline rate is 6.75%, a Big Bear buyer might actually be looking at 7% to 7.25% on their loan. That extra cost eats directly into the return on investment, makes the monthly payment on a vacation home even less appealing. And the thing about vacation homes is that buyers have a lot more flexibility than primary home buyers. If someone needs a place to live, they're going to stretch. They'll buy even though rates are high because they need a roof over their head. But someone buying a second home in Big Bear, they can wait. They can rent for the season. They can keep their money in the market, and they have options. And when buyers have options, sellers have to compete, which means price reductions. There's also what some people call rate lock, where existing homeowners who locked in rates at 2.5 to 3% are reluctant to sell because they'd lose that rate and have to finance their next purchase at 7%. That dynamic reduces supply in the primary home market and pushes more people into renting rather than buying up here. Fewer transactions overall means a softer market. Now, will rates come down? Maybe. There's been some expectation in the market that the Fed cut rates. which would provide some relief. But even if rates dip modestly, we're probably not going back to 3% anytime soon. And until rates drop meaningfully, this headwind for vacation home buyers is gonna stick around. Okay, I told you up front I was gonna be honest with you. So let me give you the other side too, because it wouldn't be fair not to. Big Bear has some things working in its favor that could limit how far prices fall. Number one, supply is still fundamentally constrained. You are on a mountain. You can't build a bunch of new subdivisions up here the way that you can in Phoenix or Las Vegas. The land is very finite. That puts a natural floor under how low prices could go. Number two, the lifestyle demand is real and durable. Big Bear has skiing in the winter, the lake in the summer, hiking and mountain biking year round. It's only 2 hours from LA and San Diego. That combination of accessibility and lifestyle has driven demand for over 100 years, and it's not going away. Then we have number three. If mortgage rates do come down even a little, say to the low sixes, you could see a meaningful wave of buyers come off the sideline. A lot of people have been waiting, and when pent-up demand releases, prices can bounce back. So I'm not here to tell you that Big Bear is about to fall off a cliff. What I am saying is that the one-directional rocket ship is over, and these three forces, rising inventory, the STR squeeze, and elevated mortgage rates, are real headwinds that could push prices lower before they eventually recover. So there you have it. 3 reasons Big Bear prices could drop: a supply and demand flip, the short-term rental squeeze, and the mortgage rate burden on vacation rental homeowners. Whether you're a buyer or a seller or someone sitting on a rental property up here, this is the stuff you need to factor into your decisions. Don't let anyone tell you the market only goes up without showing you the data. The data tells a more complicated story right now. If you found this helpful, please watch all my other videos, and please reach out if there's anything that I can do to help you. Talk to you soon. Bye.